Field and Raw Life shooting news, and David and I are discussing air pistols today. Now, David, this looks a bit familiar. You did an interview not many months ago with Gorgs, who competed at the Olympics. Very similar.
Very similar. What it is really on the pistol side. You've got a few manufacturers, mainly European manufacturers, and we're into real top-end pre-charged pneumatic target pistols. And really, Gorgs uses a Steyr. You can get there's Anschutz, there's Finework Bow.
So there's one or two different makes.
There's a few out there. This actually is a Testro, which is very new to the UK market, and I must admit I'm waiting for one to come over to Gorgs because she's driving me mad for one ever since. And essentially it is designed for pure 10-metre match shooting.
Right.
Now I'll just take the spacer out of the cylinder there, because that spacer lives in there, because that just protects the seals.
All right.
So it keeps that bottle disconnected.
Yeah.
So essentially that is now aired up and ready to go. Now with a single shot.
Okay, now let's just slow down there. That's aired up, ready to go. Now, I presume we've had to pre-charge this.
We've pre-charged that off a bottle.
Yep.
And really, it works to a 300 bar fill.
Okay. So and what you've just looked at the end section here.
Yeah, we've got an end gauge there,
and that
really just shows that we're working within the green.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And that is where we're getting the consistency of shot and the consistency of the valving, so that everything is working nice and sweet.
Right. Okay.
Now, what we've got is really, and this is where we start to vary an awful lot, is that we've got an anatomical grip there, which is designed very much for a person to wrap the fingers around it, because all of this is adjustable.
Oh, right.
So that it gives you a palm shelf there for your hand to wrap around.
Yes.
Now, what generally happens is these come out fairly standard, but then people start getting bits of putty on them and all sorts of things, and actually start shaping it so it really becomes very, very personal. Which is, if you remember with Gorgs, it
I
really,
remember now. Yeah.
They were really with Gorgs. There's only Gorgs that could use it.
Sure.
Because it fits her hand.
Absolutely.
Exactly, like a glove. And really, yeah, this one hasn't been set up yet for me, because, as you can see, I'm a little bit tight there on those two fingers.
Yeah. Now, how many shots will this take?
On that 300 bar fill, it gives about 250 shots.
Oh, right. Oh, so it's quite a few.
Very, very consistently.
Yeah.
Because when you're into a competition and 10-metre Olympic discipline, then you're into 60-shot courses.
Oh, right, yeah.
On a time limit.
Yep.
Generally about an hour and a quarter to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So really, you've got to get your 60 shots in within that time.
And we do.
And really what it is then is everyone, you are working for pure precision now.
Yes.
So the level of concentration and the level of application really is right up there.
How many of the air pellets will this carry?
Right, it carries one at a time.
Right.
So essentially we do that.
Yep.
Very straightforward, very easy. Pellet drops in there. We've got a manual safety catch there. I must admit, I tend, whether I should or whether I shouldn't, my own personal thing is I don't like safety catches particularly, because my safety catch is here.
Right.
Caught my brain, and I just try to think very hard about what I'm doing rather than relying on a mechanical device.
Sure.
Pellet drops in there. That closes too. Now that's ready to go.
That's ready to fire, yeah.
Now, unlike the stuff that we were talking about earlier, which was designed very much for combat style shooting, this, because it is pure precision shooting, the trigger on that is phenomenally light.
So this is now ready to go.
Primed and ready to go.
Oh, goodness me, we've got just literally touch it, haven't you?
Yeah. But it is actually a two-stage trigger, which is what you want. And the two stages is that if you rest your finger against it, you will feel a very slight movement.
Yeah, very, very, very slight.
Very slight movement, and then all you've got is a fraction of a pull.
It is, yes.
To finish it.
Yeah.
And that is where the level of accuracy comes from that.
Yeah, it just takes a slack, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you're on it.
Yeah.
My word.
Now, obviously, for these, when we've got the Olympics, then there is a box that they have to fit within, because the sizes, that has to be measured, and they put a set of scales on it to measure the trigger weight.
Right.
Because there is a specified weight for that trigger that it has to be. The gun has to fit, dimensions have to fit within a box that they use, and they're all tested.
Yes.
And essentially, one of my old ones that I've got has got, on the other side of the grip here, it's got about 15 or 16 test labels for various competitions where it went to, where it had been tested, and they stick the sticker on it to say, right, that is legal to use at this event.
Yes. Ah.
Now what we've got is really, obviously we were talking 2.5 foot pounds there. We're about the same here. It is designed 10 metres pure precision.
And is that 177?
177, always 177 for paper target, seems to be. Because you get less shots than you would in 2.2, but you're using pure match pellets, which are really, I must admit, I've got some of my R10s in the bag, and yeah, I paid sort of £9 a tin for 500 pellets.
All right.
So they are very, very precise, designed specifically to do a job.
Well, I have to say that's fascinating. But what's going to be a bit of fun is when we all get together and we have a bit of a play with all these.
We're starting to use some of those that really in the booth.
Dave, thanks very much indeed. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.